nails just never, ever, ever look as good on video as they do in person. So I'm always doing everything I can to figure out a way to make them look more true to life. So I have picked up this Neewer bicolor 400 LED light panels. There's 2 of them in this package, as well as stands. So I'm going to unbox them, set them up, and see what they do for the lighting in my studio to see what kind of a difference it makes. So as you can see here, this is the lighting in my studio. It's not the very worst, but certainly not the best. I have got a couple of small Neewer, the brand being Neewer, LED panel lights to try and put some extra lighting over the work I'm doing. The ring light that I started with, as well as a Slimline 3 from the Daylight Company, which I really recommend just even for your table lighting when you're trying to work on nails. It really makes a difference on what you're seeing and how well the lighting is. I find that I'm always struggling with trying to get the perfect lighting over my videos without having a ton of reflections that are causing issues. Now, I am by no means a tech person. I don't know shit about shit when it comes to technology or lighting or anything. But I have constantly looked for information on what people use in their nail studios to get good color and good lighting and make those nails really pop. Looks like you can change the footprint on them if you need it to be wider. So here's what they look like. All right. It would seem that they come in a nice cover case. Now these do have an optional battery pack for them, but because I'm not traveling with them, this is just for studio lighting, there didn't seem to be any reason for me to pay the much extra to get the battery pack part with it. I'm assuming they're pretty self-explanatory. There's one page. So they do have a filter in them, and you just mount it into the tripod. They've got some weight to them. It's got a nice heft. Yeah, it's got nice weight to it. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but typically cheap plastic things don't have a lot of weight to them. So here's your light diffusing panel. Here's all your LEDs in there. Here's your electrical. So it plugs in right there. Here's where your battery packs would go into those slots. And it does have the different color settings. That seems very yellow to me. Oh, and there's white. Okay, and there is strength. Okay, that's pretty simple. So one way white light, the other way very yellow light, which we do not want. We want white daylight and probably bright. And so I got 2 of them. My hope being that I could have one coming from this side and one coming from my other side. Wow, it really does make a difference on the lighting anyway. Okay, let's set up the other one. Now again, I don't understand much about lighting or electronics, so I don't know if this will improve my lighting. Of course, it's obvious we can see it's going to be much brighter, but I don't know if the lighting could be too harsh and I would be needing something more diffused so it isn't as harsh. Not sure. So there's no denying that it puts a ton more lighting into my filming space. I'm hoping it's going to get rid of shadows and give me a little bit better lighting effect when I'm filming. So if I can take this light out when I'm showing my final result, then I hopefully won't have as bad reflections coming from this bar light, because it creates some really bad reflections. Yeah, it almost makes it seem too bright, but I don't know if you can ever have too much lighting when you're working on an art project. So here's my studio space with both lights set up. I'm going to turn off one, and I'm turning off the other. Yeah, what a difference. You can see the shadows everywhere in the room now. So it most definitely creates some nice bright lights in here. Now, whether or not that's worth the $200 price tag that was on them, and whether or not it makes filming look better, we're just going to have to wait and see. I'll do some filming right now, maybe do some swatching or something, and see how it ends up looking. Here I've set up a side-by-side comparison so you can see the difference. On the left is the original lighting that I have started out with, and then on the right you can see the new LED panel lighting. There's not an extreme difference, but there's certainly enough that you're noticing it's definitely brighter, and the new lights, it's not as yellow, so it's giving off a much truer daylight color, which I really like. It is creating a little more heat in my room in the summertime, which is not ideal, but it's certainly not that bad. I can absolutely deal with it. And I do really like having that much more light in the room, although I'm still playing around with it because I'm a little worried that it might be washing things out or making them a little overexposed. I'm not too sure, but I'll find out as time goes on. I also came across a lot of videos talking about harsh lighting and trying to soften that with softboxes. I do come across a lot of glare on the nails, so I thought I'd try it out and see what kind of a difference it makes. I picked up these 2 softboxes to add on, and while they do seem like they'd be great for doing profile work or lighting people and that, they're not quite suitable for what we're trying to do or what I'm trying to do. I couldn't tilt it down onto my workspace for one thing, which made a big difference. With the multiple tests that I did playing around with it, the lighting was just way too dim and way too soft, so it just didn't really add anything. It kind of took away from the whole point of getting the bright light from the new LED panels. So I returned them. But for some other application, they may have been fantastic. I thought they were great products. They just didn't work for what I was trying to do with them. I hope you guys enjoyed checking out this situation on how I have been trying to light my space. I don't know if these light panels are the best thing that I could be using, but they seem to be working out great for me. So if you have any interest in them, I will be putting links down in the description box if you want to check them out on Amazon. It's where all of the stuff came from, even my ring light and my daylight Slimline. Thanks again for sticking around and checking them out. Until next time, don't forget to love your nails. Bye!